Zenaida Hernandez is holding back tears, pleading with federal immigration authorities to release her daughter or allow her to be deported along with her. 18-year-old Zenaida Barrera was arrested by Lynn police on Monday after responding to a domestic disturbance call.
Comenzó una discusión de hermanos.
Her stepfather says she and her 12-year-old brother were arguing over a cell phone. The police report says the boy was pushed to the ground. That same morning, the teen was taken to court to see a judge, but to her lawyer's surprise, she was taken by ICE.
It's unusual for ICE to take an individual into custody who has legal status here in this country.
Lynn Mayor Jared Nicholson assures his police department does not ask about a person's immigration status and worries these cases will hurt public trust.
If ICE wants to really partner with communities on public safety, that they need to be able to look at all of the circumstances.
Let's pass the Safe Communities Act.
Meanwhile, at Beacon Hill, a group of legislators and pro-immigrant groups rallied in favor of the Safe Communities Act, which would prohibit the collaboration between local police and ICE.
There is a lot of fear, but also a lot of lack of information.
Damaris Velasquez with Agencia Alfa says the bill would also provide legal assistance to immigrants and help inform people of their rights. But former Bristol County Sheriff Tom Hodgson argues the bill provides cover for people who are violating the law, when it should be encouraging people to help authorities call in suspected threats.
ICE ought to be the ones, the final authority as to who is supposed to be in this country legally and who isn't.
I agree. I agree that if you are in the country illegally, you are basically a criminal. You should obey the law if you want to stay in the United States. And if you are there illegally, you should simply self-deport. You should go outside and come back in through the legal system. Otherwise, you're gonna have big troubles and you face a ban of over 20 years, basically.
Yes, Ravi, tonight Edward Martinez Cermeño is back in federal custody just one day after a federal judge right here in Chicago ordered the 24-year-old former Venezuelan police officer released. Martinez Cermeño is now being held out of state at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility and could be in line for deportation. Clearly posted in color on the Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention page, there it is. Edward Martinez Cermeño, status in custody, detained at the Clay County, Indiana Detention Center. In a lengthy initial court appearance Tuesday, federal magistrate Judge Gabriel Fuentes determined federal prosecutors did not meet their burden of proof to keep Martinez Cermeño locked up awaiting trial. His charge, the federal misdemeanor crime of crossing the U.S. border illegally in western Texas in 2023. Judge Fuentes ordered Martinez be processed and released immediately.
It seems to me the judge did absolutely the right thing here.
Allison Ziegler founded the Federal Criminal Justice Clinic at University of Chicago.
This kind of case is what we call a mandatory release case, meaning this man has to be released unless the prosecutor can actually prove that there is a, quote, serious risk that he will flee the jurisdiction if he's released.
Martinez Cermeño's federal defender argued Tuesday his pending asylum case set for April 2026 proved he was not a flight risk. Cook County court records also show Chicago police arrested Edward Martinez Cermeño for felony retail theft in January 2024, and
This is completely insane to me. How are you releasing dangerous criminals onto the streets? This is insane. Why should they do this? Why? I think the system is completely broken, honestly.
He failed to appear for court, triggering a warrant for his arrest. That is a non-violent criminal charge, not a conviction. In a new law amplifying his deportation efforts Wednesday, President Trump spoke to cases just like this.
Under the law I'm signing today, the Department of Homeland Security will be required to detain all illegal aliens who have been arrested for theft, burglary, larceny, shoplifting.
Edward Martinez Cermeño had been in federal custody roughly 40 hours when he stepped before the judge Tuesday. Despite the judge's orders for his release, immigration law experts say ICE was within the law to re-detain him when and if Martinez Cermeño walked free.
This is exactly what they should do. Honestly, thank God for President Trump to finally bring back some common sense into the government.
If the marshals did what they were supposed to do, the guy got released, and then ICE came and got him, they are allowed to then come and get him on their detainer. That's my understanding.
We did reach out to the Schomburg family that Martinez...
I think it's completely ridiculous that you would release criminals on the street. This is exactly what happens to the murderer of Laken Riley. She got basically murdered by a criminal that was released on the street. So if you do this, you're basically encouraging criminals to go outside and do whatever they want if they know they are going to get released anyway afterwards. This is insane to me. Hopefully it will stop and criminals should be detained and deported, and that's it.
New at 6, the Trump administration has revoked a decision that would have protected roughly 600,000 Venezuelans from deportation. The move means some Venezuelans with TPS could be facing deportations as early as 2 months from now.
CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joining us live from Doral, which has a big Venezuelan American community. And Yvonne, I could just imagine this is on the minds of many people there in Doral.
One of the largest Venezuelan communities in the nation, Elliot and Lawrence. So I can tell you that there's been shock and uncertainty among these people. Venezuelans were granted TPS in 2021 and then in 2023. That means they would be shielded from deportations until October 2026. But as you can see now, that is no longer the case.
It's very unfortunate. Specifically because of the motives that they're alleging. Not all Venezuelans are criminal.
Daniela Basinisi is one of the thousands of Venezuelans with temporary protection status in South Florida, and now affected by the decision of the Trump administration.
I come from a very hardworking family. I've done everything by the law.
This is her reply to what new Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said about rescinding the 18-month extension of TPS for Venezuelans.
Which meant they were going to be able to stay here and violate our laws for another 18 months, and we stopped that.
She labeled the extension of TPS as tying the hands of the new administration.
We are going to follow the process, evaluate all of these individuals that are in our country, including the Venezuelans that are here and members of TDA.
TDA is an abbreviation for Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang.
What are you going to do now?
I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, honestly. I do know that I will not break any laws, nor will I have illegal presence in the U.S.
I think that's good. I think this young lady is very sensible. I think she knows what she risks if she breaks the law in the country. I think her telling on live TV to the whole nation that she will follow the law, whatever happens, and she's hoping for the best, is very sensible and very responsible thing to do.
In the U.S.
The threat of the Venezuelan gang to national security was an issue addressed at this press conference. Who do you think is more at risk out of all those people?
The ones that committed crimes. They're going to be kicked out.
Now, some Venezuelans can hold TPS through April of 2025. Basinisi applied in 2021. She has protection through September of this year.
There is some concern in the Venezuelan community. I would tell them that it's too early to panic.
Immigration attorney Willie Allen says Venezuelans should remember they are still protected, especially those who have not committed any crimes.
The vast majority of Venezuelans with TPS have previously filed for asylum protection.
Venezuelans are known to be supporters of the Trump administration. How do you feel about what happened now?
I do know that the news that we woke up for today must have been as frustrated as they have been for me, even for Trump supporters, because it hits home. It's different. It hits straight home. And considering that going back to Venezuela right now, it's not an option.
Honestly, if you follow the law, you should be able to stay. If you break the law, then you should basically go. That's how I feel. And if this young lady is very careful about following the law, then she will probably have nothing to worry about. That's what I believe. There are a lot of Venezuelans with the TPS. 600,000. It is insane. They are not Venezuelans American. Yes, they are Venezuelan. You are here temporarily, not permanently. Yes, that's exactly what they should remember. They are here for a couple months only. Venezuelans need to be in Venezuela. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. You are free to go wherever you want if you do it legally. Venezuelans should live in Venezuela. No, no, no. You can go wherever you want. That's what I believe. But through the legal system. If you are crossing the border in an illegal fashion, you commit a crime, you are basically a criminal, and you should go back. You should, I'm all for immigration, but through the legal system. The US finally showing some spine. Yes, I truly believe that Donald Trump is enforcing the law, and it is a good thing to clean the street from dangerous criminals, from national safety threat, from public safety threats, and from criminals. Basically, entering illegally gives you no right to file any status. Yes, I believe that if you break the law, then you already committed a crime. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Okay, didn't Venezuelan gangs take over a bunch of apartment complex? Yes, yes, they are obviously Venezuelan criminals, just like they are criminals in every country. Absolutely needed, you say. I think Venezuela has treated Americans very badly. I'm not so sure about what's the history between American and Venezuelan, but if you break the law, then you arrive without the right paperwork, then you are a criminal. I agree. I agree. TPS is only for 18 months, and when the time is up, then the time is up. You should try to go outside and then come back in just like everybody does through the legal system. So if your time is up, your time is up, and that's it. Everybody has to live with that. I'm all for immigration, but legal immigration. And you should definitely follow the law. But this young lady seems like she would be very careful, and she will follow the law. So she has basically nothing to worry about. If she cannot go back to Venezuela right now, then she should find another place to stay. And that's simple as that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Let me know what you think about the situation right there. And click right there to watch the next video, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.